So to help us better understand this historic meeting with North Korea, we bring in our national security expert, Ryan Vogel, here from Utah Valley University. So Ryan, thanks for being back with us this morning.
Glad to be here.
Now, we talked before, you and I, and we questioned whether or not this would actually happen.
Right.
Now that it's actually taken place, what do you make of it?
Yeah, so it did happen, and a very historic meeting, the first time that leaders of these two countries have met since the end of the war in North Korea. So this is a major development. And I think what we saw is kind of a first step, and it is a momentous first step, and then we'll see what happens from here.
Now, if people weren't up early this morning or late last night, they didn't quite see all the coverage of this, they didn't watch the press conference overnight, catch us up to date on what we know happened and how it all went down.
So what we know happened is that Trump met with Kim, that they had a discussion, a one-on-one discussion, and then they had a bigger discussion with some of their aides around them. I think John Bolton was there, John Kelly was there, and Secretary Pompeo was there for the United States, and they had a good, frank discussion on where to go with this. And so it looks like what the initial agreement is that there would be a complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, and then the United States would seize all military drills that we do with South Korea, those kind of preparedness drills that we do.
One of the things that stood out to me watching this coverage overnight was the president seemed so different than what we've seen him in the past. I mean, he normally will tweet out a lot of information. This time he had a live press conference for an hour taking questions from journalists across the world. What do you make of how the president's demeanor was this time, how he reacted with Kim Jong-un, and what that means for the U.S. and what the people are calling the blueprint of peace moving forward? Well,
I think that the president was very proud of this moment, and I think he was excited to talk about it and answer questions about it. I think going forward, what we want to see now is, can we trust North Korea? This has been the question all along. Can we trust them? Now, we've done the first step. We've had this summit. He came to it. He came and negotiated with our president, so that's a good first step. Do we mean the same thing when we say denuclearization? You note that Kim will always say denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, right? Not just North Korea.
He means South Korea as well.
He means South Korea, and ostensibly the United States on the South Korean Peninsula. We're talking about a territory, not about one specific country. Will North Korea ever really allow the Americans on site to inspect their country? That's a real difficult one to broach. It was difficult with Iran. It's going to be very difficult with North Korea. And will the United States ever allow reciprocal inspections on their sites in South Korea?
We know that he's invited Kim Jong-un to the White House, so that's coming up. And then there was a moment there in the press conference where he said, you know what, we could come back 6 months from now, and I could be telling you, look, I got scammed by this whole thing.
Well, and that's where I think, Americans should be happy that this happened. And it's a good first step. And now, there's a lot of difficult road ahead of us. But first step is taken, and let's see where it goes. Let's see if we can continue to push for lasting peace and denuclearization.
There you go. Ryan Vogel, you're our expert here from National Security at Utah Valley University. Thanks for being with us this morning.
My pleasure.
Emily, over to you.
Okay.